What's up, family and friends? Welcome back to Tommy Bites TV. So y'all, I think we facing some issues right here like we did before. It's going to be a shortage. There is already a shortage. This company has come out and said that they were facing cyber attack, and because of that, we're going to be short of these supplies. So it says you may have problems finding some Clorox products in stores. The short supply is not due to the rise in the C-19 cases, but rather to a cyber attack. The company revealed in a regulatory filing on Monday that it detected unauthorized activity in some of its information technology systems last month, and Clorox said it immediately took action to stop the hackers, including reducing its operations. So while the company said it believes it has contained the cyber attack, it still has not been able to get its manufacturing operations back up to full speed. As a result, Clorox said some of the products are in short supply. The company has not stated which products were impacted. Clorox also says it expects to begin the process of returning to normal operations next week. However, they do not know how long it will take to resume the full production and get it out to the stores. So that's just one of the things that's happening right now. Let's get into what else is happening. So I'm going to do something a little bit different here, because we need to know that the world we are living in can be a beautiful place to live in, but it can also be an ugly place to live in. A U.S. child dies from fentanyl kept under the nursery nap mat. The fentanyl that killed a 1-year-old child at a nursery in New York City was hidden in the nap room under a mat as he slept. Nicholas Dominici, who had been at the nursery for just 1 week, died of a suspected drug overdose on Friday. 3 other children were admitted to the hospital after being exposed to the powerful narcotic at the daycare center in the Bronx. Drug conspiracy and murder charges have been filed against 2 people. Police believe the children, ranging in ages from 8 months to 2 years old, inhaled fentanyl at that nursery. 3 children were given Narcan, an emergency medication used to reverse opioid overdose. Antonio Felix, Dominici's father, was quoted by ABC as saying that he is still processing this death of his young child. I love him. I miss him. I want him back, he says. But there's nothing that will give me back my son. A search of the nursery turned up 1 kilo of fentanyl that was discovered underneath a mat where the children had been sleeping earlier, said the police. Investigators also allegedly discovered 3 presses used to package kilos of drugs. The owner of the Divino Neo Nursery in the Bronx, Gri Mendez, age 36, and her tenant, Carlisto Acevedo Brito, I'm trying to get through it, 41 years old, are facing federal charges of narcotic possession with intent to distribute, resulting in death, and conspiracy to distribute narcotics resulting in death. And this is by the federal prosecutors. We allege the defendants poisoned 4 babies and killed one of them because they were running a drug operation from a daycare center. I take issue with this because I used to own a child care center. I love the children, even if I didn't own a child care center. This is sickening that parents put their trust and belief that you are going to treat their children as well or better than they do when they go off to work or school, etc. And the fact that these people took advantage of that. Those parents didn't pay you to drug their kids. They didn't pay you to kill their kids. They paid you to protect their kids, to care for their kids, to love their kids, and make sure that they are safe and sound until they are picked up by them at the end of the day. Disgusting. A daycare center, a place where children should be kept safe, not surrounded by a drug that can kill them in an instant. We have seen stories where police officers, once they realize what they're dealing with fentanyl, they're in masks, they're in gloves, because if you touch it, you can pass out, you could die. If you breathe it in, you could pass out, you could die. These are babies. It says police say the drugs recovered from the nursery could have killed 500,000 people. Kilos. 500,000 people. Fentanyl, a synthetic painkiller 50 times more powerful than heroin, has been blamed for the rise in U.S. drug deaths. Surveillance footage and phone records show that Miss Mendez called her husband several times after finding the children. Didn't call 911. Let me call my husband. Before she contacted 911. Her husband then arrived and removed several full shopping bags from the nursery. Caught on her own surveillance. Did you forget you had surveillance in there, ma'am? Did you? Ms. Mendez also allegedly deleted approximately 20,000 text messages from her phone before her arrest. Woo! What did you do? Put them in all and hit delete? Because that is a lot, ma'am. What are you doing? You had a legitimate business, but that wasn't enough. Authorities later recovered them. Did she forget about forensic science? I guess she did. A lawyer for Miss Mendez said his client denies the charges and was unaware that drugs were being kept in the nursery. So now she gonna dime on her husband. Yet you called your husband, ma'am, before you even called 911. And it's a daycare center, so you had other staff. That's the question I have. Where do they stand with this? Did they know? Her only crime was renting her room to someone who had a kilo, said her attorney. That's her only crime? There is no evidence that she did anything but care properly for these children. Well, it shows just how properly she cared for them, sir. I don't know how people, I know everybody has a right to an attorney, or one will be afforded to them. But the wording is so disgusting. It's almost as disgusting as what her and her husband did. Then they say there's no evidence that she did anything but care properly for these children. I don't see that at all. I don't see that at all. It is unclear whether Mr. Brito, who is a cousin of Miss Mendez's husband, has a legal representative. Both suspects have been labeled as flight risk by authorities and are being held without jail. They each face life in prison if convicted, as they should. City health inspectors conducted a surprise visit of the nursery on September 6th, but did not identify any violations. Well, if she's in with the city inspectors, sometimes they will give you a heads up, or you kind of know when they're about to show up, because you can time it out from the last time that they showed up, and you know how many visits they make a year. So that's probably why they didn't find any violations, sadly. I'm very sorry, but one of the things that my child care inspectors are not trained to do is look for fentanyl. They trying to cover themselves, the state is. But maybe they need to, is what it says. And I agree. Maybe they need to. Because it seems like you can't trust anybody nowadays. He said that at a news conference on Monday. At the same news conference, Mayor Eric Adams called for a full national assault on the drug, stressing its potency. A tenth of the size of a fingernail can kill an adult. How much did these children take in, y'all? So imagine what it could do to a child, he said, holding up a photo showing a lethal dose in comparison to a 1-cent coin. Virtually every corner of the U.S., from Hawaii to Alaska to Rhode Island, has been touched by fentanyl. And that's in new research. In 2010, less than 40,000 people died from a drug overdose across the country, and less than 10% of those deaths were tied to fentanyl. By 2021, over 100,000 people had died annually in drug overdoses, with an estimated 66% of those tied to fentanyl. But let's keep it real. They weren't worrying about all the deaths that these drugs were causing when it was just crack, because crack was considered a black drug. But it is affecting everybody, from babies, children, teens, adults, women, men, does not matter your race, almost like a bullet. There's no name on it. There's no name on it. There's no face to it. It's going to hit whoever, whatever it hit. I just wanted y'all to see, when you think you because I was having a pity party this morning about, I'm not doing enough. I'm not giving enough, asking for wisdom from God and all of these things, and having my own little pity party about, what I didn't do or didn't get done, and realizing in that moment what I needed to do acknowledge the little things and not make them so big. We need to be accountable to ourselves first before anything else. These people were not accountable. They're still not accountable. They know what they did, and it's almost like they don't care. Because if you cared, you did the crime. You knew what happened. You knew this was there. Otherwise, you would not have called your husband first. That is not my first thought. If something happened at my child care center, I'm not calling one, we work together, so he's already there. But I'm not calling my husband first, even if he's not there. Okay? I'm calling 911. I'm giving CPR. I'm doing the training that is set in place that you have to do every single year and keep updated. It doesn't say if she did CPR on the kid. It doesn't say any of that. I pray for Nicholas Dominici, the child that died. I pray for his family, and I pray that he didn't suffer, that whatever happened to him was instant. You know what I'm saying? And I pray for the other families affected by it. And that kids also had to go to the hospital for, and had to get the drug to reverse it, the Narcan. I pray for them, and I pray for the families who had their kids there, but it didn't affect them in that way, but it's affecting that family because they have to now find someone else to care for their child or children and feel comfortable with leaving their kids after knowing what happened at this particular location. Business, drug business. It wasn't even a daycare business. It was the other D business. She went from daycare to drugs. I don't make it make sense. I don't know. So y'all, I just wanted to share this, and y'all pray for that family and pray that these people go to jail for a very long time. A very long time. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful little boy. Only there for 1 week. That's insane. Insane. Y'all take care. Stay safe. I love you, but God loves you more. Please give this video a thumbs up. It does let YouTube know that this video is there and that more people need to see it. And so they will push it. But if you don't do that, it goes nowhere. These stories matter just as much as these shortages, just as much as things closing down. We have to remind ourselves that we are human. We are emotional beings. This got me emotional, and I'm sharing that with you. Not for just clicks and views, but to let you know your struggles are, yes, they're struggles. But if we don't have struggles, if we don't have things that make us uncomfortable, then we can't move the needle. We don't get better as a human being. We don't gain wisdom. We don't gain that knowledge and understanding of why I'm going through what I'm going through, and what can I do with it? How can I share this with someone? So maybe they don't make this mistake or go down that road or whatever. It could be something in my life. It could be something in someone else's life. Like these people, I don't know them, but I'm sharing their story because this drug is going to affect a lot of people. I just don't want it to affect these children. Adults have choices. They can make decisions, whether it's good or bad, and whatever that outcome is. Children don't have that. They think they're making choices. At least not these babies, but, like teenagers. But everything you do, good or bad, something comes from that, good or bad. And people need to know that. Life is precious. Life is precious. Y'all take care. Stay safe. I love you, but God loves you more. He created only one you. Be the best you that you can be. When you are, go out and spread God's love. Peace, love, and light. Thanks for being here on Tommy Bites TV. Smooches.
Drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here